Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck profile. This time I'm bringing you Odin, and I'm gonna tell you here that I think this leader is tier 1, even comparable to Kid. I think this deck is in the same part, and I would even say it's even stronger than Kid. I know that sounds a little bit crazy since this deck hasn't done anything in the meta, but I hadn't. The first time that I played it was at the beginning of the format. That was the first deck that I played, and I got second place in the in a 40-50 people tournament, and I hadn't played it since then. But lately, someone asked me in the comments to make an Odin list, so I tried it again, and I tried it yesterday, and I played it in my local store, and I've been playing it in the simulator, and I haven't lost a game yet. That's how crazy this deck is, and I think they're thinking on underrating cards like this one, like the Kiemon, and like what the leader can do, because it doesn't attack twice. But yeah, the leader actually does attack twice. So let me just first go through the deck list, and then let me give you a better reasoning as to why I think this leader is so insane. So the first thing is we're playing basically the same cards that we're playing in Kid. For Momosuke, which in this deck is even better than on Kid, because you get to whatever you at some point, if you just want to use the Momosuke as a blocker or as a cycler, or you're digging for a specific card, you can use the effect, and if you get a card that you don't like, you can still get to untap the 2 energy, and you develop your board, and you didn't spend any energy by doing so. So that's and in this leader, these two are really nice. You also play Beige because it's a searchable blocker. Bonnie because of the same reason, you can search, and just trying to value your opponent. You play Killer because Killer is busted, a blocker that allows you to draw cards. And in this leader, you can always attach an energy to this guy and just cycle through your deck to your best cards. You get to play Nekokamushi. However, Nekokamushi in this leader, it's even better than in Kid. Because usually in Kid, you play your Nekokamushi to remove something, and then after that, it's a 3k beater, then it can attack the little stuff. But in this leader, however, because you're playing Kiemon, you can, at some point, all your cards can become like game enders. And it's even more, it's cheaper than doing it in Killer, because you attach 2 energy to this one, and it becomes a 5k base. And however, excess mana is a +1 to Killer, and you don't have to discard cards from your hand to do that ability. So let's do to the main focal point here before we keep going. So this card, what it says is when it comes into play, you get to play one of these 3 cards here: the Raizo, the Okiku, and the Nekokamushi for free. That's not even the insane part about the card, that's already a good effect. But the fact that for 1 energy, you get to restand one of these 3 cards, and it doesn't matter how many energy you have attached to it, you get to restand with the same amount and attack again. So what that means is that at some point you can just attach 5, 6, 7 energy if you're going for game, attach 1 to this one, attack again, restand the one that you already attached all your energy to, and attack again with that card. So basically you get the same effect that the regular Kit leader has, but on a battle stick, on a 7k bit stick, which is already way better than doing it with like Kid. So this is the main reason why this deck is actually good, because you're playing Kiemon, which behind the A drop means that it's not gonna die in the crackback, and all your attackers, all the Raizo, Okikus, and Nekokamushis are not gonna die either, because you just can go all in every turn and keep up defense for the Kid, for your basically for the Kid, because everything becomes an AK at that point. Because the leader's ability, you're always gonna be able to keep cards like Pumpkinson and Paradise Waterfall or a blocker or something, because that's what the deck is designed to do. And I don't measure my decks for like, oh, I got first place, or I got that, I'm doing very well with that. I measure the decks by how hard the matchups I think I'm having. Like, oh, I got lucky, I won that one because I got lucky, or I drew the right card in the right time, or whatever. No, I measure is like, oh, this deck, I won and I was ahead the whole game. I won and I came back from a position where I just like any other deck couldn't have come back. Like I've won games where they go island into 7-drop king that destroys 2 things, into 10-drop, into another 7-drop, into a queen, and I was still able to win those matchups. Because this card allows you to rebuild so fast that the opponent just cannot keep up. And again, this card behind this one is just gonna give you game. It's absolutely insane what this deck can do, and I don't know why people haven't like tried this deck out. Like it's baffling to me. I've been playing it like for the last 2-3 days in the simulators at my locals, and I've been having like so much success with this deck that I'm thinking why people had it like such a niche deck. It's just such a good deck actually. So continuing with deck profile, this one it's searchable. I don't Bonnie. It's a 2K counter. Never summon it. ISO. It's not a 9 red cobbles, but you still want to play it sometimes because you do have love, so you can swatch it back and forth through your hand, and sometimes you need the extra removal. And that's why I still play it. It's a 2K counter, so you still need some of those like counter steps kind of cards, since you're only playing 8. But yeah, you still play this one. Raizo, it's insane in this leader because he's good with him and with Captain Kid. Behind any of these 2 cards, this card gets so much value. You can attack with it, attack with this one. Even if you don't have any other card in the board, this one is gonna draw a card because you attack with this one first, attack with this one, untap it, and now this one is stopped. So now you can get to draw a card, and you attack for whatever amount of energy to attach to this one. So it's already an insane combo there. This one, Okiku, is really good. You could bump it up. It just doesn't have any combo power. But again, if you draw too many of these cards that don't have combo power, you can pitch them to the leader, untap 2 energy, and just try to find something else with your searchers, blockers, or even the pop game some. So you could bump it up. I've actually been thinking about it. I probably would take out the Paradise Waterfalls, although they haven't been bad. They have been decent. I think you need like probably another Palm Gibson and another Okiku would be better for what I've been testing. That's just pretty much it. I like this law because again the theme of the deck is that you're gonna play these 3-drops. All these 3-drops, you're gonna play them for free, or you're gonna swap them back. You're gonna be able to attack, play him, swap them back, restand them basically, and he's a blocker. That's the main reason why I play him, because for your cake to be able to survive a lot of turns and like consistently, you do need blockers, and only 8 blockers it's not enough to make him survive. So you do need some extra ones, and this is the only other one that I would consider because he just offers value. I guess you can play the other one that is a 3-drop. That is up to you. I just love the law. I just like the law because he's also an attacker, and he sometimes just gives you games out of nowhere. Again, Kiemon, I already went over this card. This card is the whole reason why this leader is good, why you should consider playing this leader. The 8-drop is still insane in this leader. Actually, probably even better than on Kid, because you can always keep up Punk Gibson on when you play this guy. So you can play this guy on turn 8, which Kid cannot do that. So Kid has to wait until you have 9 energy or 10 energy to be able to play this guy. This on this leader, you just play it on 8, and you can already have a Paradise Waterfall up, or you can play a blocker, attach one here, and you already use your whole turn to do that 1 turn earlier that you can do on Kid. So that's already insane. And if you have a Raizo, you get to draw a card for free, basically. So all these synergies work very well with the leader, and being able, yeah, it doesn't attack twice, but you can do that with this type of cards. And the 8-drop Kid is still the 8-drop Kid. It's still gonna win games, just because the insane effect that this card has. And I already talked about Pump Gibson. Pump Gibson is insanely easy to keep up on this leader, and I will actually bump it up to 4 because this card is just insane. Being able to tap something down, if you have an Okiku on board, you tap something down, you tap something else down, you attack it twice, you remove boards like it's nothing. And if you want to go for game, you get to tap their blockers. There's so many synergies with this card. and you get to keep it up so easily that you should be playing for this card. That's the only thing that I would change here. This is the list that I've been playing, but those are some of the changes that you can make. And as I'm saying, this leader deserves to be on the like on everyone's top like the top tier list, because it's basically a kit deck. The only thing is just the leader by itself, it doesn't have that ability, but the untapping ability, it's quite insane too. Like just being able to keep up Punk Gibson every time forces the opponent to play like hard. Like they have to play differently around these kind of effects. And being able to play Kiemon is just too much. I had another list. That's why I didn't do two different lists, because I don't think this leader can be played any other way that is like competitive viable. Because I had the 5-drop, I forgot his name, but the one that is 7k, 5 energy, and untaps 2 energy for 1 energy. Would you have to attach 1 down to him? And he untaps 2 energy, and that's what he does. He doesn't have combo power. He's very powerful. However, it doesn't have any combo power, so it's hard to fit in this kind of decks. And then you will have to take out something like Trafalgar Law to make space for it, which, mind you, that's not horrible. But again, I still like Trafalgar Law because he just offers so much to the deck. Being able to play your Kiku, so like if you're going second, this is a good play where you search, play him, play an Okiku, play a Raizo, or play a Tapper, and being able to attack their board, or just be able to recycle your ISOs is so much better for like this type of deck. It makes it more competitive viable, because that's what you have to do. You have to be able to control the game and have a blocker if you need him. This is an emergency blocker when you need him, and it always comes out where like this is a hard blocker to remove, right? Like these ones are easy to remove. They're like, oh, you can tap it down and attack your A-drop for like infinite. But if you have your Trafalgar Law and your Istos Keys, now you know that they have to play fair to be able to kill the kid. Like it's not gonna be easy. And if they super overcommit, you can let it die and you still have this law as like the fall backup plan in case they do something crazy to your A-drop. And that's the deck profile. That's why I think this leader should be considered and actually I'm considering playing it for the Treasure Cup now. I was for the longest into Law, but now that I'm been playing this guy, I'm super impressed with what he can do. I recommend you guys trying it out because he's good. He's really good. And just devote some times to playing him, because it's not the easiest deck to pilot, but again, it's really rewarding, and it's not that easy as you just attaching all your mana into one guy. You do have to keep up like defense and do all this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the deck profile for today, and thank you for watching.